Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this webinar organized by Oxford Royale in partnership with Escuelas del Mundo. So we will just be waiting for a couple of minutes more in case somebody else is trying to join the session, and we will start the webinar very, very soon. In the meantime, just so you can familiarize with the platform, you can see a Q&A box right in front of you on the Zoom platform. So if you have any questions as we go, please feel free to type them in, and then we will read them at the end of the presentation. So we will start with a presentation, and then we will answer all your questions as we go at the end of the presentation. Once the presentation is over, I can see people keeps entering the room, which is great. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. Okay, I can see just one more minute in case somebody else is slightly late, and we can kick off with the session. Perfect. So I guess we can start. So once again, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. I say tonight because it's 10 p.m. in the UK. So my name is Maria, and I work as Business Development Manager for Oxford Royale. And today I'm with my colleague Georgina from Oxford Royale as well, and Lucrezia, to talk to you about summer schools at Oxford Royale, both in the UK and in the States. So this session has been organized in partnership with Escuelas del Mundo, which is our partner in Peru. So at this point, I will hand over to Lucrezia. So Lucrezia, if you would like to say hi and introduce yourself briefly, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Maria. And thank you so much, Georgina. I know for you it is 10 p.m. You know, it's very late for you. So we really appreciate the effort you're doing to let the students in Peru know about your program. You know, Escuelas del Mundo is a consultant in education. We have been working for over 10 years. So we have a lot of experience giving counsel to students. And one of the best programs I have seen, around the world, is the one that Oxford Royale is offering to students, which is an extraordinary opportunity to have the taste of the top universities. Who wouldn't like, to visit Oxford University, Cambridge University, Yale? These are the best universities in the world. And maybe they're not made for everybody, but have this experience, a 2-week experience in your life while you're still at school. I think it's very inspiring. And I am so happy that you are giving us the chance, to send our kids there and to explain the programs to the parents and students. So please, Georgina, Maria, please just go ahead. I know this is very late for you. We're definitely recording this presentation, so we're going to be able to share it with the rest of the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lucrezia. It is a pleasure for us as well to be with you today. So once again, everyone, as I can see, more people have joined in the meantime. We're going to kick off with the presentation right now, just to give you a general taste and idea of what's the Oxford Royale experience. If you have any questions as we go, please feel free to use the Q&A box. So you can just type them in, and then at the end of the presentation, Georgina and I will answer all of them. So over to you, Georgina, and thank you so much.
Great. Yeah, good evening from England. First of all, I would like to show you guys a video just to kind of give you an idea of what this summer school is about, and then I will begin with the presentation. Okay. hopefully that gave you a good idea of what the summer school is like. So now I will start the presentation and tell you a little bit more. So Oxford Royale Academy has been running for, I think, 19 years now. So I think it was one of the few beginning ones doing this kind of summer school. We have over 170 nationalities represented since, I think, the start 2004. As you can see, the little pinpoints all around the world, which resemble where our students have come from so far, and we're always looking to expand that as far as possible. We try to have as many people represented in the classrooms as well, so that you have a chance to meet all these different people from all around the world and make those connections. So the really cool thing about Oxford Royale is that you get to study at really prestigious, inspirational study environments. So we've got a few locations. We have the University of Oxford, which, as you all know, maybe this is actually wrong. One of the facts here is actually, I think it's had maybe 32 prime ministers, British prime ministers, that have studied here. So yeah, lots of important people that have studied there. The University of Cambridge as well, kind of a similar study location to Oxford, but two different locations, both top universities in the UK and also around the world. We also have Imperial College London, for those people that are interested in a proper city life study environment. Again, one of the top universities in UK. We also are now using Yale University, which you have all probably heard of. Again, a really prestigious learning environment, and again, a top university. And then this is our newest location, which we're really excited about, the University of California, Berkeley. Again, a really international study environment, close to San Francisco. So again, will be a really nice place to study and stay. So we have a wide range of study options. So at these locations, you'll be able to study, sleep, eat, just like you are a student. And what we like to do is make sure that as we 65% of students will not be in jobs in the future that exist yet. So we try to think about the future of careers. For example, medicine in the post-pandemic world. Within engineering and technology, we think about AI and how that might affect it in the future. So we really try to look at the future of study and try to give the students a taste of this and what it might be like. So as I said, we have a wide range of courses, which are engineering, medicine, maths, psychology, creative writing, film academy, philosophy, literature and modern history, architecture and design, business innovation and entrepreneurship, and law and politics. So we try to make sure that there's a course for everybody. And so something that might be of interest to them, something that they're interested in studying in the future, or maybe they're not quite sure about it yet. So yeah, you can have something for everyone in the options. So I'm going to now pass it on to Maria to do the rest of this presentation. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you so much, Georgina. So I will be sharing my screen at this point. Hopefully you will be able to see my screen as well. Right, so after Georgina's introduction, we would like now to give you an idea of what's the way of teaching at Oxford Royale. So something which I would like to highlight is the fact that our approach is very innovative. So for this reason, on top of the standard lectures, Students can expect to be involved in different ways of learning. So they will take part on to master classes. They will get the opportunity to attend guest speakers events, during which we will invite guest speakers who are particularly well regarded in their own field to run seminars, sessions. Also, students will take part on to interactive lectures, so they can engage with the teachers, with the tutors, they can engage with other students, share their insights, share their ideas, and so on. We also take our students on educational trips, because it's quite important for us also to make sure that while studying on a theoretical level, students also have the opportunity to gain some sort of hands-on experience. So for instance, just to give an example, when it comes to our medicine students, we usually take them to educational trips on hospitals, so they can get the chance to talk directly with doctors and see how on a daily basis doctors within hospitals would operate. We do organize also a lot of seminars, as well as group projects, debates, because it's very important for us to make sure that our students start developing their speaking skills, which nowadays are very much requested, and also so they can enhance further skills which are very much requested by any employer, and of course workshops as well. Just to give you an idea of the quality of our teaching, it's not just about the approach, but it's also about making sure we hire the best academics ever. So just to give you an idea, all our teaching staff must hold at least a master's degree. So this is a standard requirement when we hire. And then in many cases are themselves Oxford, Cambridge graduates, or if it comes to the States, Ivy League graduates. Now, we are also aware that our students are most of times teenagers, so they are young and they also want to have fun. So our summer schools are not just about lectures, but they're also about having fun, enjoy the experience, because at the end of the day, our students are on holiday as well. So for this reason, on top of the morning lectures, workshops, all the activities that we just had a look at, we also organize a lot of other extracurricular activities, which usually happen during the afternoon, evening, to make sure that our students are always busy and they get the most out of the experience. So these activities might involve sport, they might involve quiz nights, talent show competitions, karaoke nights, educational trips, as we said, excursions, which usually take place over the weekends, and many, many more. Another aspect which is very, very important for us is, of course, the safety and the welfare of our students. So Georgina mentioned earlier that we've been operating for over 19 years. During these 19 years, the safety of our students has been one of our main priorities. So as Georgina also mentioned, particularly when it comes to the UK, students who study with us do live in campus, meaning that on top of having classes in campus, they also sleep in the colleges like dormitories. They have breakfast and they have dinner in the dining rooms of the colleges. And they also need to pass the security gate every time they get in and they get out. So it means they really live in a very safe environment. And on top of these, within each college, there is, of course, a program director who is supported by other staff, such as group leaders and other guides who are there for our students, constantly available and making sure they are looked after. And there is also an emergency phone number which does operate 24/7. Let's have a look now at the different start dates as well as prices per location. So when it comes to Oxford and Cambridge, as you can see, we have 3 sessions. So the first one, which would start the 2nd of July, up to the 15th of July, and then the second one which start from the 16th of July, and then the third one starting from the 30th of July. So all our summer schools last 2 weeks, but if you would like to extend and book another one, we are more than welcome to do so. And the price per a 2-week program in Oxford and Cambridge would be $5,995. Now, it's important to say that this cost does include, obviously, the tuition fees, as well as accommodation costs, meals, such as breakfast and dinner for students starting from 16, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for students between 13 and 15. Then we also have summer schools in London at Imperial College, but this time we'll have only 2 starting points, the 3rd of July and the 16th of July. And the cost of summer schools in London at Imperial College would be $4,995. Moving to the States, we are very proud of our partnership with Yale University. So also in Yale, we have 2 starting points, 2nd of July and 16th of July. And the standard price for a summer school program at Yale would be $5,995 as per Oxford and Cambridge. However, because of our partnership with Lucrezia, and because we really value this partnership, we are offering a special discount to all those students who do apply via Lucrezia. Meaning that if you decide to go ahead and apply with Escuelas del Mundo, the cost of a summer school at Yale would be $4,995. And then finally, last but not least, our summer schools in the beautiful and sunny California at UC Berkeley. So also there we have 2 starting points, 2nd of July and 16th of July. And because this is the first year, this summer 2023 will be the first year we're running summer schools at UC Berkeley. For this year only, we are offering a special cost of $4,995, which is a fantastic opportunity from my perspective, since we are talking about one of the top schools in the world. Just to give you an idea in terms of some prizes that we've been awarded. So first, we are accredited by the British Council, which means obviously, you know, we are a very prestigious institution. We also have been 5 times winner of the Best Educational Product Award, and we've been 3 times winner of the Queen's Award for Enterprise. So at this point, I will stop sharing my screen, and something that I would like to do before leaving you some space for questions and answers is to share with you some students' testimonials. I think it's very important for you to hear firsthand what our students have to say about summer schools. So on this note, I really would like to share some video clip in which you can hear the experience of one of our students from Argentina. So if you bear with me for 1 second, hopefully I will be able to do so. Right. There you go. Brilliant.
Studying at Oxford Royale Academy was probably the best experience of my life. What I learned there has helped me a lot in my life this past month, so I'm really glad about that. In fact, the best part of the lessons at Oxford Royale Academy is that you get to know the other students' opinions in different topics in life, and especially you get to know their own opinions in different matters, what they think in their country about the topic, and that's amazing because you get to see the world from a different perspective, and I think that's really important.
Brilliant. So as you can see from this short video clip, Guadalupe is basically highlighting how the experience has been international. She says, I got the opportunity to meet other students from every country in the world and to learn about new cultures. So this is an aspect that I think really, really makes our summer schools stand out from the crowd. Georgina showed you in one of the first slides that we have welcomed over 170 nationalities. So we are indeed one of the most international summer school provider in the UK. And our students, generally, when they go back home, at least this is the feedback that we keep receiving, they wouldn't stop talking about how great their experience was with us and how many friends they made from all over the world. This is also a fantastic opportunity to make connections for life and to start building a fantastic network, because we are talking about very ambitious kids. So imagine if a student from Peru comes to the UK, decides to study, I don't know, medicine at a summer school with us. They will meet students interested in medicine topics as well, coming from every country in the world. They will stay in touch. And once in the future, they're all doctors, they will still be able to talk to each other, you know, share their progress, share their career success, and so on. So it's a really, really fantastic opportunity also from that perspective. But I guess now that's all from our side. So we'll probably share you some other bits and bobs in terms of timetables and so on as we go. But I can see there is already one question in the Q&A box. So Monica is asking, what level of English is required for these programs?
Yeah, so the level of English that is required for the program, so for the academic courses, we require a fluent level of English, so like a C1 kind of level. We don't require any formal certificates for this. We just, you can either self-test yourself, or maybe you've been learning English or learning in English at school. That's fine. It's really just so that you make the most out of the course and that you can follow it really well. If your English is maybe not quite fluent yet, maybe you're still learning a bit of English, then you can also do the EFL courses and the IELTS courses, and this we require a B1, so an intermediate level of English.
Brilliant. So any other questions? I'm sure there will be plenty of questions, so please feel free to ask us. So I can see there is another one about accommodation. So somebody's asking us how many students we put within a room.
Yeah, okay, so this depends on the campus. And again, it's kind of randomly allocated as well. So we have single rooms or twin rooms, so 1 or 2 people per room. But again, this depends on the campus. So for example, our London campus, they're all single and they're all en suite, whereas our other campuses are kind of a mix of these. I see another question as well. At what age is recommendable to pursue this summer program?
Yeah, so we accept students starting from 13 years old, but we also do run summer courses for adults, particularly when it comes to Oxford. So it's quite important to say that we divide the students per age groups. So generally students who are 13 would study with other students who are obviously 13, 14, and 15. Then we put students who are 16 with students who are 17 and 18. And then finally, but this does apply only to Oxford, we also offer summer schools for 19 plus, for adults, basically.
Great.
Hi.
Okay, I see another question. So what does the day look like? How does the course work?
Yeah, so I think probably it's going to be worth it at this point to show our website. So we can also give you an idea of our timetable sample, which can give you a real taste of what students can expect. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, hopefully you should be able to see my screen. So this is our Oxford Royale website. So this is the homepage. Now, something that I would like to show you briefly before we jump into the timetable is the fact that if you scroll down up to the bottom, you will be able to get also a taste of idea of our nationality mix, because every time a student enrolls onto one of our program, it will pop up on here. So you can see we have students from Romania, from Spain, Turkey, India, China, Greece, States, Brazil, Germany, Italy, again, India, Brazil, Argentina, Poland, Switzerland, Belgium, Lebanon, and many, many more. So France, Hungary, Saudi Arabia, Czech Republic. So as you can see, it's very much international, and this tool can give you a clear, actually a real idea of what you can expect. Now, if you go on to menu, you're able to see our summer schools per location, per courses, and then you can also find other testimonials and other information about teaching and faculty and so on. Now, let's, for instance, have a look at the courses for students between 16 and 18, but this does apply to every group age, really. So if you go on here, you can obviously filter per location. So for instance, let's select Oxford. So we will be able to see all courses available in Oxford for students between 16 and 18. If we, for instance, have a look at the, I don't know, law and politics course, we click on here. And again, this does apply to every single course. On here, you will have some sort of general overview of the course itself, of the information about the start dates, the cost, and so on, university campus, teaching, excursions, testimonials. If you scroll down, there is also the opportunity to download a brochure as well as view a sample timetable. And this is the tool that I'd like to show you tonight. So if you click on here, as you can see, you can have a breakdown of activities on a daily basis. So generally, our students would arrive on a Sunday. So Sunday is the arrivals day. So we generally organize welcome refreshments, induction sessions, and so on. And then from the Monday after, our lessons would start. So generally, students have lessons in the morning, starting from 9 a.m. after breakfast. So in this case, we are having a look at the law and politics course. So they will study a law morning lesson, then there will be a short break, and in the right after the break, there's going to be another lecture about criminal and civil law. But then they will also study contract law, business law, human rights, legal case study, and so on. And then obviously there's lunch, and after lunch in the afternoon, there is plenty of activities students can sign up, and they can literally choose the one that they like the most. So for instance, they can take part onto another lectures as well as a master class, or they can go for some sports activities, or they can go for a campus tour. And then during the night, there is usually quiz games, or also we do organize seminars about the application process at the Oxbridge universities, for instance, which is quite important if students are then interested to apply to Oxford or Cambridge. Ghost tours, networking events, as you can see, many, many more. Then over the weekend, we usually take them out on excursions. So to visit, I don't know, cultural sites, which are particularly popular in the UK, Windsor and so on. And then second week, pretty much the same. So they will have lessons in the morning. They will also take part onto mock trial simulation. So we would organize some sort of moot courts. And then in the afternoon, visits to museums, as well as, once again, sport activities, whichever they prefer, and so on. There is literally a lot of things to do, and they are free to sign up, as I said, to the ones that they find more interesting. Then on the Friday before leaving, there is the so-called graduation ceremony. So our students will be awarded with a certificate, they will get some notes from their tutors, and after the graduation ceremony, they will get the chance to join a graduation dinner and party. And then on Saturday, after breakfast, there is obviously the departure moment. And once again, you can, so obviously I just showed you low, but you can get the same idea for every single course. So if you are interested in any other course, please feel free to go onto our website and check by yourself, so you can get a real and a proper idea of what you can expect. So any other questions? Please feel free. If you have questions in Spanish, and perhaps you don't want to type in English, you feel more comfortable in typing in Spanish, please feel free to do so, as I speak Spanish as well. So I'll be happy to reply in Spanish. I can see there is another question about the transfer. So how would it work if somebody would like to book a transfer from the airport with us?
Yeah, so we do run a transfer service. We run this from Heathrow Airport to and from Heathrow Airport, which is the main international airport in England. And then we have our staff, our Oxford Royale staff, waiting at each of the terminals. We make sure that we know when the students are arriving. So that means if there's any delays as well, we make sure that we can watch this if that happens. And then we make sure that we have the students' numbers as well. And we also have an emergency contact number to call, so that if they would need any help during that time at the airport, they have somebody at all times. And then what will happen is if you do book the transfer through Oxford Royale, you will then be met by the staff and then taken straight from there to your location. This is available at, so for the UK, it's available for Oxford, Imperial and Cambridge, and that's all from Heathrow. And then we also have transfers for Yale available as well. And this would be from JF Kennedy Airport.
Amazing. So Lucrezia, perhaps, I don't know if you would like to add something, if you ever received any feedback from your previous students, anything that you would like to say, perhaps I think this could be a great moment to share it as well.
Yes, well, what I have heard from the students is that they gain a lot of independence, no? Obviously, the kind of students that take this kind of programs are students, as you said, that aspire, no, that they have very high aspirations in life, and they take this opportunity. And those who are like 16 and over, they appreciate very much this chance that they have, you know, that being, it's all organized for them, but at the same time, they have this possibility of independence, you know, because during the lunchtime, they have free time, they go out, they have more free time to interact. So it makes a good balance. And also, as you mentioned, Maria, that the students, they appreciate very much to, you know, to share with other students that have the same interests. Because normally you go to your school and you have friends, no? So, and you share lovely times. But in this case, let's say you want to study medicine, and all the students in your class, they all want to study medicine. So it's the exchange of ideas, it's at a different level. Also, if they're interested in law or architecture or, you know, whatever subject it is amazing to have, you know, your peers who are your same age, and they come from all the different countries and they all want to study the same thing. No? So this is a fantastic network for the rest of your life. But, you know, just in the given moment, it's also something fantastic. You know, it's an unreal experience, something difficult to find. You could not find this anywhere else in the world. no, to share the same interest with your peers in England, in Oxford University, so that is something that the students appreciate very, very much. And when I am shocked, to realize again that, that the world is changing at a pace that, very quickly. And many of the jobs as we know them right now, they're not going to exist. So it is important that the students, they become, serious, that they look into the future, what's going to happen with them, what's going to happen with us. So, being in this environment, in these universities that are futuristic, no, it's interesting, no? So I think the uncertainty is going to be there anyway, but, the more you think about it, the better you will be prepared for the future.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Some of the students, maybe you can, give us a quick information about the occupancy, because some parents have told me that they have tried to enroll in certain dates and it's fully booked.
So Georgina, would you like to take this one?
Yeah, so yeah, some of you're correct, some of the dates are now fully booked. Not the dates, but some of the courses. So for example, we now have Film Academy. It's a very limited course. We only do, I think, 1 class per session per age group. So for the first 2 sessions, this is now fully booked. We have opened a 3rd session, which is, I think it's the 29th of July till the 12th of August, just to make sure that if there was anybody that had missed out on those chances at the beginning, that they would be able to attend if they wanted to. I think that there are a few courses at Yale that are now booked as well. Again, Yale was super popular, so this did book up quite quickly. In terms of making sure that there is a place on the course, you can always ask Lucrezia to ask us, or email us to ask whether there are still availability. Maybe it might not be on that date, or maybe it's not at that location, but we can have a look around and see what we can do to accommodate what you want to do.
And also, normally in Peru, many of the students like to travel with a friend. So let's say one friend is interested in law and the other one is interested in medicine. Will they still be able to share some part of the experience, to sleep in the same building, things like that?
So it really, again, this is something that so usually when we speak, we talk about how we can accommodate this and which location is best in these circumstances. So for example, if you study at Oxford, we use a collection of colleges, and so depending on what course you do, you're allocated to a different college. Sometimes maybe it works out and those colleges, those courses are located in the same college. So maybe there's the possibility that they would be then doing excursions together, their evening social activities. So it's one of those things, it's just best to ask and we can see how best we can figure it out. But there's always a solution usually. But generally, if you're 16 to 18, you have a lot of freedom anyway. So you can always see each other in your free time, and then you've made friends and they've made friends, and a bigger group.
Brilliant. So any other questions? We're gonna wait for a few more minutes in case there is any more question for us.
Thank you, girls. I know it's 11 now for you. So I hope you can get up a little bit later tomorrow morning.
It's all right.
Thank you so much.
No, but we really hope that it was helpful and that, he has really given an idea of, what's the experience. And also, as we were mentioning, since UC Berkeley has been the latest like destination that we've added to our portfolio. When it comes to California, there is still plenty of places. So if you are interested in this study destination, also because you have been offered at a better price, at a better cost this year, I would really invite you to take it on to consideration, given also the fact that it's not so far from Peru, so it might be easier to travel there.
And all students, even if they do different courses, would be on the same campus as well.
Yeah.
And what airport would they have to travel if, in the case they go to Berkeley? Do you remember the name of the airport? It's in San Francisco, no?
I want to, yeah, it's San Francisco. I think it's only 20 miles. I don't know, 20 miles from the university campus. So
From the campus.
it's not long at all.
Okay, so I can't see any other questions. So it means that perhaps we've been very insightful. If there are no more questions, so I guess we can wrap it up. So thank you so much, everyone, for being with us today. Thank you, Lucrezia.
Yeah, we will share the presentation with the people. So
Definitely, we will be sending recording, Lucrezia. And if you guys have any questions, once again, please feel free to speak to Lucrezia. Escuela del Mundo has been working with Oxford Royale for a while, so they really know us very well. As you can see, we have a strong relationship, so you can ask any questions to Lucrezia, and then Lucrezia has a direct link to us. So, oh, I can see there is
one more question.
Yeah, please share all the programs the kids can attend. So as we said, if you go onto our website, you will be able to see it by yourself. So perhaps we can drop the website link onto the chat box. Just give me a second and I will do this for you. So you will have the actual link. So bear with me just 1 second. And we will be sharing.
Also, Lucrezia has copies of some of the PDFs of the brochures as well.
That's right, yeah. So this is our...
Yeah, so I think we have almost all the brochures, you know, like independent, but we made a summary of all the programs, but Berkeley came out afterwards, no? So
yeah, in the meantime, I've just shared the link to the website, because in there you can literally see every single option based on campus, on the age of the students, on the subject and so on. And then once again, feel free to reach out to Lucrezia for further info. So I don't know if you're able to type your email address onto the chat box, Lucrezia. If not, I will do it for you. Are you able to type it? If not, I can do it for you. No worries.
Yeah.
No, it's only you that can answer that.
I can,
right.
Brilliant. So this is Lucrezia's email address, and I will also leave our partnerships one in case you would like to contact us. Once again, please feel free that you've attended this webinar. So you got Lucrezia's email here, so you can, you know, send an email to Lucrezia in Spanish. She can assist you with the program, and support you with the best program. And then there is also our partnerships email address as well. I can see there is another question. Limit date for subscription, please. I'm not sure if by limit date you mean if there is any deadline.
Yeah, the deadline to subscription. There isn't a deadline date. It's just once the places have gone, they're gone. So enroll as quickly as possible if you.
Yeah, the camp is not far away now. So
that's right. So the earlier the better, because as Georgina was mentioning, particularly in Oxford, we are running out of places as we approach the summer. So the earlier the better. I can see there is another one about the deposit. Once we book, do we need to pay any deposit?
Yes, the deposit is £995, but then the rest of payment is due 90 days before the start of the course, which is coming up.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, everyone. So feel free to reach out to Lucrezia. We will send also the recording to this session to Lucrezia. So then Lucrezia, perhaps you can circulate it among all the people who've attended and the ones who haven't attended but did register. And have you all a good evening. And for me
Thank
and
you.
Georgina, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, good night. Good night, girls.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.